We've had the Avidity Arms PD10 here for a while. I've been playing with this one, chambered in 9mm. However, the PD10 from Avidity Arms now available in 30 super carry. I was excited about that release for a couple of reasons. First of all, I've been playing around with 30 super carry ever since it came out, and I'm intrigued by that particular cartridge. I haven't got to spend any significant amount of time with it, unfortunately, but it intrigues me. Secondly, is I think with what I've seen on that 30 super carry cartridge, that the PD10 is a great platform for that cartridge. So to that, was able to pick up a factory slide barrel assembly, Avidity Arms there, as well as a magazine for 30 super carry. The frame, this entire part here from 9mm to 30 super carry, going to be exactly the same. Slide dimensions, pretty doggone close, if not exactly the same. Obviously, the barrel is going to be chambered differently. And there's some minor tweaks that have been made to the magazines on the difference between the PD 10 in the 9 and the 30 super carry. Same magazine body, floor plate, spring. What was changed was the followers, redesigned followers, if you will, in the 30 super carry versions. Now, the older magazines will still work with 30 super carry. Avidity Arms just says there's an issue with limited capacity, right? The reason for that is pretty simple. 30 super carry, the diameter of that cartridge is a little smaller than 9mm. And so without having the newer style follower, you're not able to take advantage of, I guess it is, that smaller diameter to put a couple more rounds in that magazine. So what are we going to do today with the PD10? Well, we're going to compare the 9mm versus the 30 super carry configurations. And to do that, I've made it about as even Steven as it can possibly be when it comes to ammunition. Blazer, 115 grain, FMJ in 9mm. Blazer, 115 grain, FMJ in 30 super carry. So what I want to do is put some initial rounds through the PD10. We'll probably shoot at some steel, 15 yards. Move over to the steady rest. We'll put some targets down range and actually look for two different things. I want to look for the difference in muzzle flip or muzzle rise between the 9mm and the 30 super carry, and we want to look at the final product, the group size. So let's get things situated. Get my ear pro in, and we'll get the live fire started. Before we do the accuracy test, gotta put some of this Blazer ammo on some steel at 15 yards. Just function test everything out. Starting with the 9mm. Here we go. There we are. All right, same thing. Function test, 30 super carry. We have done a slide barrel swap, obviously. Let's see what it does. Let's go. All right, looks like we can move on. All right, gonna load up some 9mm here in the PD10. And we're going to do the accuracy / muzzle flip comparison. So you'll want to pay attention to how much the muzzle rises. Now, from shooting it previously and my limited experience anyway with 30 super carry, the what's the word? The recoil impulse of 30 super carry much more akin to a 380 than a 9mm. Just to me, it feels a lot better than 9mm. Not that 9mm is bad, but anyway, going to shoot 5 rounds for groups, and then we'll check those groups once we get the 9mm here and some 30 super carry down range. Here we go. Let's do it. All right, let's swap things out and get some rounds downrange with that 30 Super Carry. 30 Super Carry, accuracy muzzle flip. Here we go. Let's do this. Heck yeah. Now let's get down there and compare those groups. 25 yards, they look close. All right, downrange. Target on the left going to be 9mm. Target on the right going to be 30 Super Carry. And a little bit jagged on that 30 Super Carry compared to where it ate out almost a single hole on the 9mm. Now, a couple things. 9mm is dialed in. I've got many rounds of 9mm through that PD10. So I'm accustomed to recoil, you know, side alignment, point impact, point aim, you know, all that good stuff. Whereas 30 Super Carry, sort of new to me, right? So that may explain a little bit of the jaggedness. Could also be slight variance, even though we're talking both the same brand, same flavor, same grain ammunition. Could be a little bit of difference there too. Later on, I will have some more 30 Super Carry ammunition test as I get some of that stuff in. So we'll be able to tell later down the road if that was the case. For now, though, when we're talking about a defensive use, and especially as fast as those trigger pulls, I think were, all in all, not bad groups in either case. Now, my thoughts on the two different versions. Well, with 30 Super Carry, and again, there's more testing with this PD10 in 30 Super Carry coming. I just got to get a more variety of ammunition to make that happen. But so far, still intrigued, still excited. I will say that, you know, I haven't reviewed the footage. I don't know which was snappier as far as the muzzle flip. I don't know if it was the 9mm or the 30 Super Carry. But I know as far as recoil impulse and the way it felt better to me with the 30 Super Carry. And that's one of the things that's intrigued me with other models that I've shot in 30 Super Carry. Out of all the models I've shot with 30 Super Carry, though, the PD10, hands down the best platform for 30 Super Carry. That does it for the Avidity Arms PD10 9mm versus 30 Super Carry. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.